And welcome back. Well, many foreign countries don't pamper their dogs like we do here in the U.S. So our next guest is stepping in to help save and improve the lives of street dogs around the world.
Joining us now is Helen Summerfield-Brown, the president and founder of Stray Dog Support. There are so many things that her organization does. She provides resources to locals who are helping animals, facilitates international transports to find forever homes, and they have emergency medical care, spay and neuter programs, as well as feed programs in many countries where they feed up to 3,000 strays a day and so much more. Helen, we are super excited that you are joining us this morning. Thank you so much.
And thanks for having me. It's really appreciate the time today. So it's really great to sort of spread some awareness of what's going on out there in the world right now.
Absolutely. Tell us what you're doing right now during this pandemic.
Yeah, as you know, with the pandemic, it's affecting not only people, but all the animals. And a lot of these animals who once relied on like the local street vendors and the shopkeepers to give them some sort of food and some sort of resources, they're all completely shut down now in many of these countries. So what we're doing is we're actually increasing our feeding programs so that we're actually sending out more feeders who normally would feed about 30 to 40 dogs a day, who are now increasing their daily feeding programs to 300 to 400 dogs a day. And we're doing that in multiple countries around the world. So it's an amazing process. These street feeders actually have to resource and get the food. They actually have to cook this food in their little kitchens. And then they have to go out on their bicycles or in their taxis, and they're walking and they're distributing food to all these street dogs. And some of these places that they go to you can't even get access to, so we have to get special permission. So every day these feeders are out there feeding, like I said, up to 3,000 dogs a day. And we're also supporting some shelters in some of these countries where there are absolutely no government help. There's not getting donations, they're not getting support. So we have one shelter in Egypt that we have over 600 dogs that we help to feed on a daily basis. So it's a massive task, and it's a very difficult task because unlike here in America and in places like that, we don't have places to go and buy food readily. It's very difficult. Many of these people have to travel long distances just to get food for dogs, and they have to travel long distances to go out and feed the dogs. So we really increased our feeding programs during this pandemic, and unfortunately too, with the number of animals that are not getting as much food, we're finding a lot more sick, injured animals. These animals are becoming more desperate, so they're out getting onto train tracks, getting out onto the road. So we actually have a lot of animals that are being hit by trains that have got severed legs and severed faces. We've got animals that are being hit by cars and are paralyzed. So we're also increasing our medical program and trying to get as many of these animals the medical help that we need. So it's a huge, big challenge that we're facing right now, but we're really trying to do what we can with the limited resources. These people who are feeding these dogs are just poor people who often go without themselves. So we're just trying to provide that support so that these people can continue on with their feeding their families, as well as the number of street dogs that are on the roads right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. So everything you're doing, you're based here in Milwaukee as a 501c3. And I like what you said, that it's not that this is a malicious attempt at not taking care of animals. It's that the access and the money isn't necessarily there in many of these places. So for people like us who want to do something and we see that there's a need, how can we help here globally so that we can make that difference and do it from the comfort even from our own home?
Yeah, absolutely. Like for one of the big, obviously for us, we try to get the resources locally. So we're looking for, financial donations to help us to buy the food so that we can feed more people, and also to provide the medical care. So obviously we would really appreciate any support with that. We're also looking for, rescue partners. If you know anyone that your local rescue that you can reach out to, that it would be interested in taking some of our dogs. Obviously, during the lockdown, we've had to sort of cease that program because there's been no flights allowed. They're starting to open up a little bit now, and we have a huge backlog of dogs that are waiting for their chance to come to America and to Canada. So right now I have 200 dogs waiting for their chance for flights. So if you know any local rescues, please reach out. They can reach out to me if they can take some of our dogs, because what we do, we're a little unique in that we bring up, once we brought over our dogs, we place them with local rescues. We work with some great ones here in Wisconsin, but also around America and in Canada, who then find homes for these dogs. So if you know anyone, that would be great. But obviously, we would really appreciate to spread awareness. I think half of this is about spreading awareness and educating people about, what's going on internationally as well as here in the United States. We do support some local American rescues as well. But, we would really appreciate the support because it's not cheap. Trying to, coordinate all of this rescue work around the world and trying to source the funds, and also getting them here via transport is expensive because My Rescue funds everything from the minute you pick them up off the street to the minute they get to a rescue here in Canada, into America and Canada. So any support would be fantastic.
Helen, thank you so much. It's so hard looking at some of those pictures of dogs so malnourished and injured in many cases. And I know your focus is on the most vulnerable and special needs dogs, which we so appreciate. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate your time today. And would love to, if anyone has any questions, they can please give me a call and we can tell them what we do.
That's wonderful. And I'm going to share the website now.
Thanks, Helen.
People can get more information. Thanks again for your time. And for more about stray dog support, you can visit the website. And of course, they're looking for donations too. It's straydogsupport.com.